Stay working hard every day on my 9 to 5. Some days I come home tired. I'm just trying not to get myself fired. 'Cause I need this job. But on the weekend, I'm gonna have me a drink or two. Oh yeah. Can I get a witness? Somebody out there. Sorry for me and you. I ain't think though. I know change will come sooner or later. I know that it will. Finally, really get some cucumbers. It's hot as crap out here. I appreciate you coming in, Renee's Secret Garden. How you doing? Unbiased? How y'all doing? How y'all week been so far? So full out there. Number 3 little cucumbers today. It's only the second harvest. She got a couple the other day, but now it's only got 3 more today. Not picking up like I wanted to. A brown turkey got some figs now. There on this LSU purple. You can see it. She got a few little roots in there now. A few little roots. I'll leave it on for a couple more weeks. A few little roots in this pronounced tiger too. Y'all can see there's not. Probably not. And I did not know this before I got this Barbados cherry. I didn't know these things grow to be so big. Dude, this is the second time I done up potted this thing since I had it, and I just got it in April. You know, this thing had roots coming out the bottom. That and that Mexican cream guava, both of them. Roots coming out the bottom. Grown with Hudson. Thank you for coming. Oh, on Moore's Blood Orange. I went to up pot it because it started looking bad. And notice when I was pulling the soil out, I found a bunch of grubs off in this container. And I just up potted that in April. So what I'm thinking it came from is all them cicadas. All them cicadas we had. Because it was like 9 to 10 grubs off in there. And I pulled most of the oranges off of my Moore's Blood Orange because of that. It was looking terrible. Looking terrible. Pulled some of that corn already. Cabbage. I put some DE on these cabbage. Tuber check because these cabbage, boy, it's covered. The only thing was getting to it was slugs. Slugs is tearing it up, boy. They was going to town on it. Miss Kate, J.K. Gardner, tomatoes are starting to get some pressure now. Starting to get a little blight, but they still growing like crazy. Still putting out a lot of tomatoes. It has been so hot here, so hot. Grapes are still looking pretty good. My Concord grapes is nowhere near ready. This deal is going to fly. I'm finna cut it back some more. We done harvest some off of this already. Now we're getting cutes come in, so yeah, we'll be harvesting this a lot more. So we can make some pickles. Pickles. Agris is still going crazy. Melons is coming in. Melons is looking great. They are bringing that fresh. I got so many different types of melons. I got them planted in so many different spots this year. It's unreal. these blackberries, they gotta go. I mean, all they do is die back, die back, die back. And the ones I got over on the other spot, which came off of these, it was just a cutting off of these. Look 10 times better. I don't know if it's the location, maybe they're getting too much sun over here on the south side or whatever, but the other side is looking great. Carlos Muscadine is finally coming back. This Texas Everbearing, I thought it was good. He's got to be staked up because he's getting huge. And he's already trying to push out some. Bananas just growing like crazy. All except these Dwarf Cavendish. Mother plant died, and these pups that come up, they growing slow. Laura's Garden and more. My favorites right here is these Musu Acuminatas. Look at the stalk on them, man. They just so beautiful. I just love the way these things look. Carolina Kings is growing like crazy. Pineapple guava. Looking really good, man. Consider it died all the way back. So it's different. It died all the way back. You can tell I've been pulling a lot of pups up out of these Carolina Kings. But they're still coming back. Little yellow guava finally coming back, looking pretty good, pretty decent. Yeah. Peaches, I've been knocking them back. Look, I don't know if you remember seeing a week or so ago how that peach looked, but look how much open center it is now. Cut a bunch out. Still gotta trim some on this side, still gotta trim some on this side. But I had to get a bunch of that out, boy. It had a bunch of crossing branches off in there. Branches just rubbing each other, causing damage. Birds done went off in there, and I think a squirrel broke a couple of the branches. So I had to trim some of them back. I keep calling it a white guava. This is actually my pink guava that actually has a flower. It only got one flower. So maybe we'll get one fruit because it looked like it held. You see, they start forming they fruit back here at the base here. So maybe we'll get to taste that guava. Taking a lot of cuttings from my blue Concord. They do great here. My other three Concords that I had here the most, but like I said, my three oldest Concord I bought in the bags that you get at Walmart. Yeah, and they always suffer with black rot. So that might be the difference. Brown Celeste, I assume, is getting huge. Other than that, ain't much going on. Get back over here where my laptop is. Turn this off. I gotta get out of this heat. Still harvest a bunch of herbs. Just leaving them right there to dry. Let them dry. Miss Garrett. Okay. Yeah. It's been a hot day. Been getting up in the 90s and the hundreds here. So I hope y'all staying cool. Cause man, this weather has been different this year. Different. Today, I want to talk about figs. I know for me, figs is one of the favorite things I like to grow. Figs is in the Bible. Figs got so much nutrition value in it, and it's so easy to propagate. And there's so many different varieties. You got your honey figs, you got your berry figs. I mean, it's so many, and some of them even go down to, if I'm not mistaken, I think Chicago hard to go down to zone 6, maybe zone 5. So yeah, so you can pretty much get you a fig. Most of mine die back here, but you can see how fast they grow. Special, I noticed my third year is when I started getting figs off of my first fig I ever bought, and which was at Olympian Fig. It took it 3 years. Well, the second year produced figs, but it was so late in the season when they produced that I didn't get to taste none of them. And figs, since it started hitting these 90-degree weather, boy, them figs has really jumped up. These figs have really jumped up, and I've been hitting them up with, I've been making super juice with my comfrey and my banana leaves. Some weeds, but mostly comfrey and banana weeds. The comfrey and banana leaves is going to give them a lot of potassium and phosphorus. And potassium and phosphorus is what you want after your figs get a certain height to get them to start shooting out some figlets. Plus pinching. Pinching really helps figs. If you got figs, and most of mine comes up as a bush, in which I'd rather have mine as a bush because you can get twice as many figs instead of you just got one single long tree. If you got a bush, which I usually leave about 3, maybe 4 at the most branches on either one that gets mature height, which my mature height for me is 4 to 5 foot. That's how high I let them get because they so close together. Any higher than that, then they're just really going to be competing with each other. But I let them get that tall, maybe stake them up. Well, I guess since I got them inside this greenhouse, now I can just run string down to them and have them up. You want that center to be open so all that sunlight can get into that center. That sunlight get into that center, that's what's going to really start kicking them off growing. And once you start pinching them, all that energy start going back to fruit buds and shooting out some lateral branches. And lateral branches gonna probably have the fruit buds on it too. Yeah, but potassium and phosphorus is what you really need once your figs start taking off. I start mine off with compost most of the time, early spring, and some fresh wood chips. I'll give them some bone meal every once in a while. Well, not bone meal, but blood meal every once in a while for some nitrogen, especially in the beginning of the season. I might mix some of that in with my compost. And you don't really have to, because figs is pretty much, if you just leave them alone, they're going to grow. They might die back, but they're going to come back. And they produce fast. They grow fast. If you got them in a container, a fig will outgrow a container fast, especially if you got it in some perfect condition, good soil. You have to uppot that fig 2 or 3 times a season. The bigger the container is, the bigger it's going to grow. I have figs just in the ground for 2 years, and when I pulled them up, dude, I'm talking about roots bigger than my arm, bigger than my arm, bigger than my arm. They was eating good. They was eating good, and they was producing good. I kind of wish I would have left them over where they were, but I was trying to protect them, thinking maybe if I get them in this greenhouse, they won't get so much dieback, and I get to start tasting some Breva. The Breva crop I ain't never really tasted since I've been growing figs here because mine died back. Yeah. I don't know how y'all garden going. I hope everything's going great. If y'all got figs, I would like to know what kind you have. If you're having trouble with any of them, I'd like to know that too. And I got the link in the chat if anybody want to come up. I think I got the link in the chat. Yeah. And I'm really thinking, how cicadas, they don't really eat your plants and nothing like that. Most of the time when you see them cicadas, they're breeding. They're breeding. And I noticed my pots that I didn't have wood chips on, that's where I found my grubs at, which was that Morris Blood Orange and that Mexican Cream Guava. Found grubs in both of those, and neither one of them had wood chips on top. What's going on, bro? J3? Neither one of them had wood chips on top. So I'm thinking cicadas had to lay their babies on them eggs, they eggs off in them pots, and they just start producing because there was too many in there to think of any other reason because the June bugs weren't even out really then. We just now getting the June bug pressure. I try to, because June bugs here, they really go after my cherry trees, my peach trees, and my grapevines, and my Nat King cherries. I've been trying to use that calcium clay this year to try to combat that, and which it was doing pretty good on my grapes until it rains. Once it rains real good, it washes all that off. You just got to keep reapplying. And it gets to be a nuisance, a headache, especially when you got so much other stuff to do. It's just a nuisance. I noticed a lot of when I was cutting back my peach tree. Miss Chelsea, thanks for coming. I noticed a lot of ants and aphids on my peach tree when I was cutting back my peach tree too. So I mean, that right there ain't good either. You know, I try to go around at least twice a week and spray my all my trees off with the hose, the high power hose. Try to knock some of them aphids off, but you know, you got ants, man. Ants just farm everything. Ants farm aphids. Ants farm scales. So when you see a lot of ants around, you know, you're gonna have either have some aphids problems or some scales. But they farm that stuff. They bring them to your trees so they can eat their secretion, that honeydew. That's what they're looking for. And you can't get rid of it. Every ant in your yard. It's hard. I mean, you probably could, but I mean, especially if you got neighbors, they just somewhere else. They gonna come back. They know where the food at, so they coming for it. And it's hard to keep ants out of stuff. And when you start getting pressure like from aphids, that's just a little thing. You'll bring in your ladybugs and stuff like that. But once an aphids been on there for a while, before the ladybugs get to it, then you start bringing in other plants because your plants are sitting off this struggle signal. So now you bringing in, if you got peaches on your tree or nectarine, you bringing in that plump of coolios. It's coming around, laying eggs. It's in your fruit. It's all getting this gooey stuff coming out of it. Miss Shirley, how you doing today? Hope you feeling better. Then your fruit just getting all this gooey stuff coming out of it, and it ain't gonna be no good, dude. It's so much stuff we gotta go combat to be organic growers. I don't say farmers, because I ain't no farmer. I don't do stuff like they do. I say growers. They use chemicals and stuff like that. Yeah, stuff will do good without chemicals, but stuff struggles without chemicals. Stuff struggles without chemicals. Might have to be some little blemish on your fruit, but hey, it's still good. I guarantee it's still better, 10 times better than what you got out of the store or what you bought from that farmer. Trees might look terrible for a while. Right? It's like my golden delicious. It got hit bad with cedar rust this year. You know what I did? Went over and picked every one of them off. You know what it did? Flushed out new growth. None of them got cedar rust on it. Most of the time around here it's beginning rain. Beginning rains when the trees first start leafing out. All these cedar trees around sending out them spores, and they get on the trees. And it don't matter how much you spray, because I sprayed my trees like they're supposed to be sprayed last year, and it still did no good for my crab apples, my golden delicious, and the new one that's supposed to actually be resistant to cedar rust, which is at Fuji. It's supposed to be resistant. It has cedar rust on it. So, you know what? This year, my pineapple pear, it usually looks terrible every year around this time. Every year, about all the leaves are burnt off of it. This year, it looks awesome. I bought that tree three years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago, struggling at Wally World for like $8. It was struggling. It still ain't gave me no pears yet. Maybe next year. Grammy's Journal, how you doing? Good to see you. You know, sometimes it's about where we get our trees from and what they've been through. You can go out and spend $300 on a tree. It don't mean that tree ain't gonna catch some type of disease. If these places that we get our trees from has been shooting these trees up with that fertilizer, 2 or 3 times a week. Because that's what they do most of the time. They give them fertilizer 2 or 3 times a week, granule and liquid. And that's like crack to them. So once you get them home and then you put them in the ground or you put them in your different container and you're not feeding them like they feed them, your plants start struggling. Once they start struggling, it opens them up to all types of different diseases, like your fungicides, to all the scale, to all the fire blight. It opens your tree up to all of that. My golden plum fell over 4 times in all these storms. Had a bloom on it. Couple weeks last week, it started blooming again. Fell over again. So now all this leaves gone. Garden is great. How you doing today? You know, we see a lot of commercials and advertisements and other people talking about this fertilizer they use and this fertilizer they use. Yeah, that's all good and great. But I don't know what type of side effects them fertilizers gonna bring me. You can say it's organic all day long. We can buy stuff that they say is organic all day long. But what are they spraying on that food to preserve it in them stores? Is it still organic once they spray it? I don't think so. Most stuff don't last. Most homegrown stuff don't last that long on the shelf. But we grow our own stuff. We got more opportunity to live a better life, more healthier life than what we can when we buy stuff from these stores. Stuff might struggle throughout the year. That's why I like vine variety. That's why I got so much. Because this year, peaches, nothing. Apples, nothing. Plenty of strawberries, plenty of blackberries, plenty of blueberries. Grapes, plenty of grapes. That's why you grow different varieties. I mean, you just can't say you got all apples. What about all your apples struggle, or you get some disease on them apples? Then, dude, everything you based your whole season on is just up in flames. I know a lot of people like plant stuff in nice, neat rows all together and stuff like that. But that's kind of what I'm getting away from, because if you got all your tomato plants planted in one straight row, then you got tobacco hornworm come through. They all lined up for me just to jump from one to one to one to one. Like now I got tomato plant, basil plant, tomato plant, basil plant, tomato plant, basil plant, sunflower, onions. Just try to confuse them. Just try to confuse them like peppers. I don't have all my peppers together. I got peppers, got onions, got carrots, got marigolds. Got marigolds planted beside my tomatoes. Just different stuff to try to combat stuff. Only thing I really got growing together because nothing really messes with them, and that's my figs. I have a question. Do anyone have comfrey for sale? I ordered some but did not grow it. I got so much comfrey. I usually sell. If you email me, I can get you some comfrey. I got so much comfrey. Comfrey grows so much, man. It's unreal. Like I started with five roots that I got off of eBay like 6 years ago. And if you pulling weeds up. If you get some of that root up of that comfrey gonna spread wherever you throw them that weed at. It's gonna spread. I ain't really seen none spread from seed, but it does spread in the ground too. That root ball gets bigger and the comfrey start growing and spreading more. I got comfrey, boy, it's so big. Comfrey will let you know when the ground is dry too. Like I got comfrey now, and it ain't rained maybe 4 or 5 days. And my comfrey all start laying down. Like they need to be watered. Comfrey gonna let you know they about like guava. Comfrey and guava is what I've seen most at. It droop over really bad if when they ain't got water. What's your email? It's on my about page, but it's Odom Homestead at gmail.com. And my guavas the same way. When they need water, they droop over. You go out there, they look all sad, like a lost puppy. You need some water. And it's my ugly garden. I think it's your first time coming. I appreciate you coming. I appreciate it. Yeah, if you're new here, if you type Passion or TN in the chat, it will drop you a link. As far as my corn, we come in, I don't know, probably about 3 weeks ago, man. Probably about 3 weeks ago on a Sunday, or Saturday when I got off, or a Sunday one. We was out here walking around in the garden. It's like, what happened to your corn? I think I was over pulling blueberries, and she was just walking around over about tomato plants, maybe pruning tomato plants. She does most of the pruning on tomato plants. And she's like, what happened to the corn? Like three whole stalks just laying backwards, just leaning backwards. I was like, man, it must be that storm to come through. Whenever I got to looking, like 6 ears been ate off of it. I mean, that made me mad. It made me mad. So now I'm looking for my lick back. And I got fence up around it, got some netting over top of it. I'm thinking, because I seen some prints over beside my cucumbers, I'm thinking it was a raccoon. And what the footprints look like. It looks like a raccoon. So I got my eye out. Yeah, when stuff knows you got food here, they coming for you. Is comfort just a good for fertilizer grown in a container, or is it grown in the ground? I grow mine in ground. It's good for fertilizer, for stuff in ground. It's good for chopping drop. People say they use it for bone health. It heals bones. It's got a lot of properties to it, but you just can't inhale it. I mean, you just can't take it in. They say that causes lung cancer. I mean, not lung. So you just can't take it in. Yeah, I use mine for chop and drop. I use mine to make my super juice out of. But like I said, Comfort has a lot of potassium and phosphorus in it. Some nitrogen, but not as much as it has the potassium and phosphorus. Like banana leaf. They both have a lot. But that Comfort right there is what you want to really use when you want something to start flowering. I ask because I'm growing it in a container. Yeah, you can grow it in a container. I grow mine in ground. I try to grow everything in ground. Stuff don't dry out as much. And I don't have to worry about bringing stuff in and out the house all the time. Even though I found the way to get rid of them gnats and fruit gnats just by covering your ground with simple soil. I can't start eggplants, they just won't grow. But yesterday I found a big, beautiful plant that was volunteer. Oh yeah, the volunteers are the ones that don't grow the best. That quince tree you sent me, I believe, boy, it don't got burnt up. It done lost all its leaves. I think I put them in too much sun. I got some more seeds I done started. Got my 2 plants today. Awesome. It's just like my Fuyu persimmon. I have trouble with Fuyu persimmon. I've gotten 2 so far. And I had one that lasted for a whole year. And next year, it never came back. And I bought another. It lasted for 2 years. This year, didn't come back. The bottom part came back, but not the top part. What's going on, bro? I'm okay.
What's up, bro?
I ain't even seen you back there. My bad.
No, I just came up. I was eating. That's
Can't
why I
hear
didn't
you.
come up earlier. Uh-oh. You can't hear me. Let me see. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Can y'all hear me? I had the thing mute the whole time. I'm probably up here talking. Ain't nobody heard nothing.
Yeah, I was listening to you. It
Oh,
wasn't me.
okay.
No, I didn't come up. I was busy eating. So I'm not eating anymore. And we're talking about gardening. I
Yeah.
think I can help you with some of that.
How your figs looking?
I only got 2 trees that actually got figs on them right now. And those are the ones I got sitting in water that constantly sucking
Sitting
up
in
water.
water.
Yeah. But the other ones, this heat been slapping them upside the head.
Real?
Yeah. I think I'm this year gonna be the last year I'm putting every fig in the ground. I can put every one of them in the ground.
How
And
big
then
is the how big is the trunks now?
uh
Nice size trunks now?
the two that I got sitting in water, yeah, they about 2 inches thick.
Yeah, they probably won't, especially down there, they probably won't see that much dye back there.
Right, right. But no, the biggest one, that one done saw the winter. That one been here ever since 2017, and it's been hanging in through the frost and everything. That fella die out and come right back.
Heard me loud and clear. Y'all mine, they all die back.
Right.
Like my oldest one going in the seventh season, that's the Olympian. It dies back every year. But
Hmm.
when I first bought them again in the spring, put them straight in the ground. You know, I didn't leave them out till he got a certain height or nothing like that, and it didn't grow much that first year. The only fig it's been like 5 figs that I purchased. It took off. I mean, within like the first rain after I put them in the ground, they just shot off. And that's been at Violet de Bordeaux, that Panage Tiger fig, and that Desert King. All of them, as soon as I put them in the ground, they just took off. The rest of them, grow slow.
Well, the only one I've got the Celeste I got. Oh, okay, okay. That big one is a Celeste. And the other one, I believe it may be a Celeste or it might be a Chicago Hardy. But now those two been putting out for the past 5, 6 years, and a lot of the other ones they died back, and I really ain't got nothing from them yet. But they're hopeful. They're hopeful. But when I put them all in the ground, I'm not gonna worry about watering them anymore because the roots will go down and get the water out the ground. So that's
Yeah,
that's what I'm going for.
they'll be able to search down deep. I Every time I put stuff in the ground, I water them until we get the
So,
first real good rain. After that, I don't water them
my
anymore.
ugly garden, welcome in, bro. All's good, all's good. But yeah, yeah. I think I'm gonna try to put everything this year. Everything I got out there, I'm trying my best to put it in the ground before winter hit. Everything's gonna be in the ground. Uh, I got 2 papaya trees. They might even find the ground.
Papayas,
Yeah, I got 2 of them, and they might even find the
they
ground.
might make it there. Mine, they get up to about 2 foot before winter get here. Then they ain't
Yeah,
coming back.
mine's about 2.5 foot right now.
Mine don't never come back. But I was eating some papaya fruit, and I think I threw that in the compost pile, and they just start popping up everywhere. I lay my compost everywhere during the springtime, and then they just start popping up everywhere. Good God, I got papayas everywhere.
You just might luck up on one growing into a big tree. At least give you some miniature papayas.
Hey, that's what I was hoping. That's why I like trying stuff from seed, like citrus and stuff like that, and putting it in the ground when it's young, and maybe it'll eventually grow up enough and it'll be hardy. Only citrus I got in the ground here is that trifoliage orange, which is flying dragon. And it's going on its third season. It's only like a foot tall. This
All
thing
these
got big
fellas,
at all.
all these fellas going in the ground. I got
Frugal mama.
I got a tangerine tree. It start blooming and all that stuff, but if you don't give it some water, that fella just die out. Leaves turn yellow. I said that's going in the ground. The ponderosa lemon, that's going in the ground. The ones when we had that grow off last year, uh, I got all them felt. I'm mixing you up with GT. But anyway, I got about 10 lemon trees. They're about a foot high. And they're going in the ground. Everything going in the ground.
I seen Bull. He's down there in Georgia, and he's zone 7B like me. He got a Myers lemon in the ground. You
Yeah.
want Barry put figs in the ground? You in zone 5. I don't blame you.
Mm-hmm. The thing about it is you want all these fruit trees, but it's hard taking care of them at times.
Yeah, it is. It is. I was telling my wife that a couple of weeks ago. I'm getting older. I'm out here a lot pulling weeds and stuff like that. That's why I pretty much covered my garden spot where my tomatoes was with black plastic this year. But man, pulling weeds, and like I was telling her, I'm gonna have to find a way to I'm even gonna have to redo all of this and cover in black plastic and go back over with wood chips or something, because I can't keep pulling weeds like this. It's starting to hurt my old knees and my back, boy.
If I take you to my watermelon patch right now, you couldn't tell what's watermelon and what's weed. That fella done grow. I ain't mess with him. I'm gonna let it all grow up together.
My watermelon bed, I built that. It's got weeds in it, got tomato seeds, even got tomatoes growing up in it now. I don't know where they came from. We got tomatoes coming up. Look like pink Belgium too.
I got the honey roaster squash in there, and I got some okra growing in there with it. That's it. I said, nah. I said I can't put up with this no more. I'm just letting it all grow together.
I got some rich soil in that watermelon bed. I got melons planted everywhere now. I probably got about 12, 13 melons. We'll get a chance to get us one. Good size.
I'm gonna go to this place where they clean the bark off the poles, off the trees and stuff, and they got big mounds of it sitting over there. I'm gonna make my way over there next week, talk to them folks, see if I can get some of that, and I'm gonna try to fill up the fruit forest at least 4 inches thick.
When I first started putting wood chips down, it's the same year I got 4 truckloads of wood chips. I was putting wood chips 10, 12 inches thick. It didn't matter. The ground was hungry, lacking nutrients, so it was eating it up, and Bermuda grass was still just crawling out through it. It's no win with Bermuda grass. I don't know what you can do for that stuff.
Well, I ain't got no. I got some Bermuda in my front yard, but no, I ain't got nothing back there. I got just basically weed and grass grow, but I'm thinking about go ahead and just cardboard the whole thing down and just start moving the wood chips in. Make it at least 4 inches thick. Water that fell up real good, then leave it alone. Let the good Lord take care of it.
I'm gonna break down, feed the trees. That's why I like reusing wood chips. Especially around my fruit perennials, say it like that. My fruit trees and my perennial herbs and stuff like that. I believe in using wood chips around it. Even experimenting putting wood chips, potatoes in wood chips, just burying potatoes down in the wood chips, moving the soil back, letting it hit the ground, and then covering it back up with wood chips. Because wood chips that expand, they ain't gonna fall off like dirt.
Right. I thought about that too. I saw what is it, Paul
Gauchi.
Yeah, I saw him do it, and I was
the biggest one back too. The biggest one that he harvested, he plants it right back in the ground. I love watching him, man.
I said that makes sense right there.
Yeah.
But then you got folks that's greedy. Oh, the biggest one. I got to eat the biggest one because it's mine. I like the work I did. But no, take that fella, put it back in there, and
the way he look at it, the biggest one is gonna have the most nutrients. You're gonna get more potatoes from that one because it's got more nutrients that it's feeding off of instead of that little eye. Right. And I can see that working too. That's why I started using whole potatoes. I don't cut my potatoes no more. I use whole potatoes. And I don't buy them seedling potatoes no more either, man. Sure. Every time I bought them seedling potatoes, they never did good. Never.
Why she told me about a bag of potatoes. This was last month I bought it. And I looked at them just yesterday. They all sprouting. She
Yeah,
ain't never using. They sitting in the pantry. I said they going in the ground somewhere.
you can even grow potatoes in the house in a 5 gallon bucket. I seen my
Mhm.
grandmama do it the whole time I was growing up. She grew potatoes all the time in the house. It's like we had some of those sprouting. We got these little raised beds up here on the deck. I put some in there. They already coming up. Well, they already up. I gotta heal them up again.
But that's hmm. I hate having to set stuff up. I got this iPad. I got to redo this whole iPad and set it up for my stuff. I
Well,
bought my grandson a brand new iPad and everything because of 4-H and all that stuff. He used the no Beta Club. He used the iPad one time. It's been sitting up a whole year now. So I said it's time to get that. Mine keep acting up, so I'm gonna take that one back. He need when I go to Walmart and get him one.
my iPad, I got that one just so I can do lives outside, but I can't invite people up on it.
Yeah,
It don't have no space bar down. I mean, it don't have no way for me to put it down there in the chat. I don't know why, but it don't. So I gotta use my laptop. I got my
yeah.
phone. The phone do good on vertical, but when you schedule like on the StreamYard, you can't go vertical. And I need to
What's up, Tory Brain?
thing. I guess when I get have more time, be able to really get in depth into YouTube instead because like now I work all the time. You know, in the last 3-4 weeks, I ain't really had much time to be on here at all. Tory Brain, what's going on, bro?
Yeah,
I still try to listen to people's lives while I'm at work or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Pop in if I'm driving or most of the
yeah,
time. I ain't had much time to even make videos. What's short when I get home in time. So most of the time, I don't even have time to do that. Dude.
yeah. I went out today. I said I was going. Uh, I'm gonna piss my neighbor off and cut the grapevine off the fence on my side. It's her fence and all that, but that stuff is coming out too far, and I can't cut close to the fence, and this stuff is just growing wild. So I'm gonna piss off and cut off on my side, so I can cut my grass over there. But I didn't even get to do that. I went outside and less than less than 5 minutes, I was just sweating and pouring down. I said,
Yeah,
"Dog,
it's hot, boy. It's hot. It
let
is.
me go on back in the house. Let me go on back in the house."
And I've been noticing too. A lot of my trees is getting burnt.
Yeah.
And it's extreme heat. It rained for so much, then it's just extreme hot now. It just I see stuff just burning.
Yeah, it said that we were supposed to have rain Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We didn't get nothing. We didn't get nothing.
I don't know if it drizzled here yesterday or not. It came a flood at we went to a friend of my wife's and cooked up there on the grilled out up there. It came down, nice little downpour up there, but it didn't do. I don't think it did nothing around here because it's still dry when we got home.
Shit. Well, my brother, he called me. Well, did y'all get any rain? Nah. I said sprinkle. I was outside cutting the grass, and my zero turn started acting stupid. So I put that up and start taking it apart to fix it, and it started drizzling. So I said, well, let me go in the house. Came in the house, got me some cold water, talked to the wife for about 5 minutes. Looked back outside, it was dry. So,
It didn't rain much.
nah.
You know, my strawberries, they starting to flower again. They stopped for a while, start producing some runners, now they're flowering again. One thing about the strawberries, once they start producing, putting on berries and stuff again, you don't want to keep them wet at nighttime. I know most time the best time to water them is in the morning. So you don't
Well,
get them slugs and snails coming there on. And you got to keep some wood chips down so that berries ain't sitting on that ground. They sitting on that ground and they start rotting faster, and it just draws them pill bugs and stuff in.
well, last year I threw a whole bunch of strawberry seeds out there in the fruit forest to get a ground cover. I ain't seen that one strawberry yet out there.
That's one person I ain't seen. Rio Family Garden. That you mentioned that. I ain't seen her in a while, but she sent me some pineapple, strawberries, some pineapple, something strawberries. I couldn't get none of them to germinate. I didn't like get not one germinated.
This was over 2,000 seeds. I just took and threw them all out there, all over the place. I just broadcast them all. I ain't seen that one blueberry out there yet. But now, if you ask me about blackberries, I got tons of blackberries out there in the food forest. Only problem is they blackberries with thorns. If they were thornless, I wouldn't mind. But too many thorns, no.
That tear you up, boy. The first blackberries I bought was the ones with thorns. Man, I call them wild though. I call them wild blackberries. I got them up there towards the back fence road now. But man, they get the biggest berries. But man, they will tear you up, boy. They bring blood.
Yeah, they get the biggest berry, and them seeds, when you start chewing it up, they feel like rocks in your mouth too.
They feel like rock.
Yeah, man. I had one growing out of the burn barrel, and it was real nice and pretty looking. I took that fella through in my mouth, started chewing. I said, dog. I said, something wrong with my dentures and all that stuff. Man, them see, after all that chewing and all that stuff I did, the seeds still didn't get broken up.
Mm. The ones on my thornless blackberries, to me, the seeds is bigger in them than it is in the ones with thorns on it.
I bought some thornless, and they hooked up with the thorn blackberries.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything else around here that's thornless.
Oh, oh. I had mine right for years. I had my blackberries right beside my raspberries, and they both grew great. I mean, we got so many blackberries when they was like that, it was unreal. But they was the ones with the thorns on it. And my granddaughter used to be the one out there picking them all the time because she loved them. That's the only reason why we planted them. There's a little patch right there on the side of the front of the yard, and it had raspberries and blackberries right beside it, and they grew great. I'm talking about we got so many blackberries and raspberries, but she kept getting her fingers tore up. So I
Yeah,
moved them back there to the fence row and bought them thornless ones. Them thornless ones ain't never produced like the ones with thorns. They don't produce nearly as much as them do.
shoot, man, I got thornless all over my property, even on the far side of my property. If I say you could walk 5 feet and you run into blackberries with thornless, I mean not with thorns. They come all up in my front yard, and then they grew with a my passion fruit started growing where the blackberries was at. I was thinking about them fellas hard. I think about letting the sheep go out there and eat them fellas up, but I don't think the sheep gonna be like goat. Goat don't care about the thorns,
Yeah,
but
them sheep might not eat it. I don't see how them goats be eating it.
I,
Golly, boy. The
they might.
gooseberries, they got some big thorns on them.
Man,
They got some big ones.
I
So
saw
they
the
thorns
gooseberry.
on them about like that. About
I
half as wide as my finger, probably about as long down to that line right there. There's some big thorns on there. They will tear you up. I don't even see no bird or nothing mess with them.
Now I had the tractor supply, and I saw the gooseberry. I'm gonna get these gooseberries, and then I saw one that hacked. It was about a foot high. Man, that thing. I said, nope, I ain't taking that to the house. None with thorns. If
They
it
got
got
thorns,
thorns, I
boy.
don't bring it here. I don't
They
bring it.
good. They good, but they got thorns on them. They got some big thorns on them. I want a gummy berry. I ain't been able to find one. I seen some, but they was too high for me. I want some gummy berries.
I don't think I've seen that one here. But the tractor supply usually have all that stuff like that. But they ain't had much of nothing lately.
Yeah, I ain't even been to no stores in a while. I'm not looking for no plants in there.
Ooh, you must be sick. Can't get to the store to get a plant, man. What, leg broke or something?
Work.
Yeah, I think for retirement.
Shoot, it would be nice. It would be nice. Getting up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, boy, it's every day is rough.
Hey, I used to live in another town. I go to bed at what 9 o'clock, get back up at 1 o'clock, start going to work, and then have to be there till 6 o'clock.
Know them days. Boy, you be that alarm clock go off, you be like, man, you on the cusp, boy. I mean, you on the cusp.
Feel like cussing everybody out.
Yeah, but I like first better than second, though. I mean, I don't like being out late. Getting old, boy, my eyes get bad when you can't. So light start coming towards you, boy.
Yeah, especially when you run into them folks got that real bright light.
Yeah.
Then you got lights on the bottom of their truck, side of their truck, the top of their truck. Boy, sometimes I feel like just going pew pew. See if I
Some
can
of these
knock
people
them lights.
cannot drive, dude. Some people cannot drive. You got to watch more of the people that's on the road than you got to watch yourself.
Yeah.
People can't drive. I ain't never seen a place, boy. Where I live at now, and I'm probably 20 minutes from where I was actually from. And the people up this way can't drive. Can't maintain speed. You don't know. They just can't do nothing. They get us on my nerves every day. Every day, boy. You be in a 45 zone, they want to do 20. You get up in the 55 zone, they want to do 30. Or they want to do 145. It don't make no sense the way people drive up there.
Yeah.
They wonder why people get road rage. Because y'all can't drive. They'll stop in the middle of the road. I mean, you can be on the highway. They'll stop. They can be doing 60 miles an hour. They see something on the side of the road or something they looking at. They'll stop in the middle of the road and look at it. You got cars all the way back there. Afternoon, people on tractors riding up down the road on the highway now, doing 20.
Oh.
It's two. I don't know. It's about 50 cars behind them. Everybody blowing the horn. He won't get over for nothing. They just keep on trucking.
Hey, he probably wearing them headphones on us. Ain't nothing going on. Listen to his music and driving. The tractor ain't gonna go but so fast, but shh.
Yeah, like 20, 30 miles per hour. You in a 55 miles an hour highway. And cars just lined up. You can pull it over 30 times already. You won't pull over and let people by for nothing. I don't understand why you do it the busy times of the day when people getting home from work. You know them people mad. You know them people mad. They already uneasy. Then you just playing with your life out there on that track. You playing with your life.
Hey, they say they in the country. That's country life.
There ain't no country. They be doing that in the city. It don't matter around here. They can be in the city and they still riding around on the track.
Oh, they say ain't no need rushing. Ain't no need rushing.
Yeah. Especially when people getting off work. You know, people mad, upset already. Just want to get home. And then it's hot. It's 100. It's 100 and past. 100 past. You know.
Yeah. That's true.
It's been blistering, boy.
But then you got to. Well, I don't think everybody think like me, but I don't like rushing going nowhere. If I got a 10 o'clock doctor's appointment, let me see. If I got a 10 o'clock, I'm gonna leave home at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I like to be early.
I don't like doing no rushing.
Oh, right then. I like to be early. It's like work. I get to work 20, 30 minutes early most of the time. Just that in the car. So it's about time for me to go in.
Yeah. Me and the captain had a problem with that too. He said I was a dirty individual because I used to come to work an hour ahead. How you gonna call me dirty and I've been here longer than you? But I said that's one of the reasons. I'm glad I went ahead and retired. I would end up getting manslaughter if I didn't.
Sure. I still got a while to go for the retirement day. But how to go?
I went out there in my fruit forest and I was sitting looking at my trees and stuff. My peach tree, that was a whip when I put it in the ground. And this heat, it grew about an inch leaf on it. Had 2 or 3 inch leaves on it. But this sun been beating the daylights out them fellas.
Yeah, it's a different type of heat this year, boy. It don't feel right. You know, I've been out here time for hours. It's 115 degrees, but it don't feel like it is here now when it's just in the 90s.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the humidity that went up so much, but man, it's
I,
rough to be out here now. It's like, yeah, I couldn't be out here if I wasn't up under this awning. I couldn't be out here.
well, I could. It's so hot. I can't even be out under the carport right now. It's too hot. I went out. I got some stuff I was building out there. It's so hot. I ain't even want to mess with it.
Yeah, it's a different type of heat.
I took enough time just to go out there and
Sammy
water,
Joe.
I watered them plants out there. I cut the two little the little two grape bungles I had. Made a video of that, and I came back in the house.
Yeah, I was gonna try to find something to make a video of.
Hey,
So I
Sammy.
ain't made a whole video in forever, ever. It's either lives or shorts I get to do. Yeah. And sometimes, dude, I'll make 9, 10 videos in one day. But then
Yeah.
most of the time I go back to editing them, and that's why I don't like editing. Most of the time I go back and edit them, I don't like none of them, so I delete them.
No, I don't do no editing. That's why I kind of do. When I go live, that's it. That's it.
That's
I,
that's one of the reasons why I do like live better, because I mean I ain't gotta be doing all the edit. The sun has been acting up with solar flares. That does affect our climate. It's been something different, boy. I'm telling you.
Shoot.
It's like even this year, I'm starting to get some damage on my Niagara grapes. I seen some of them was pruning off. Last few years, I ain't have no damage. I mean, it's still loaded with plenty of them, so them little few ain't gonna really hurt nothing. But still, last year I didn't see none of that.
Shoot, my guava got some burnt up leaves all on it, and them fellas get water. I soak them fellas. When I water them, I just soak them out. And one of the bushes got a whole bunch of burnt leaves on it.
I know we have my white guava and pink guava, both of them, but I ain't really up potting. I was finna up pot that pink guava, but I seen that flower on it, so I didn't want to disturb it. Well, not up pot them, just put some in some fresh soil, chop some of the roots back. I know it's probably root bound by now anyway. Them things grow fast, but it's like most time my container trees, I re I redo their pots about twice a year. Some of my up pot, some of them I just redo their pot because they grow so fast. I usually do it at the beginning of the spring, and then usually around this time, I usually do it again.
My Satsumas, I gotta up pot them fellas. I think the root is getting so big in them that they busting the pot open, and they got quite a few on it about the size of a quarter. So I'm gonna do something to help them fellas, and they gonna find the ground too. Everything find the ground.
Yeah, I got this new greenhouse. I still got to get it put up. I'm gonna put it right there where I got the cucumbers and stuff at, and the sweet potatoes. I just gotta wait till I get all of that out, and then I'm gonna put it there beside that other one. It's 8 foot wide by 16 long, and this one in poly copper. It's one of
Yeah.
those. I'm trying to keep all my citrus and stuff off in there this fall or this spring. I mean this winter. Well, I'm gonna try to do anyway. That
I'm
Barbados cherry and that brown celeste satsuma though, it's probably coming into the house. And my baby, that Myers lemon, they all probably coming in the house. But everything else, they probably gonna go out there in that greenhouse.
I got little flowers on the Barbados. I got one cherry off, and after I pick that, I see there's blooming little red flowers on it. So it
Mm-hmm.
might give me something else this year if the sun
Yeah,
don't
they
take them
are, and they grow fast, dude. I bought that one down there Georgia in April. Well, I just picked 3 off of mine last week before last one. I ate 3 off of them. It was 4. One fell off doing all them storms.
Mm.
They flowering right back now. I mean, it's more flowers like crazy.
How many seeds you get out of one of them strawberry
Like
cherries?
3 each. Out of each one of them, like 3 each.
Yeah.
I got them soaking now and then some paper towel. I'm finna replant that. You know them things get big, man. I didn't know
Hey,
them things get that big. Them
hey,
trees get like 20-some foot tall. I thought it was just a little bush.
I took and I took and I moved the dirt, put the seeds right back in the dirt right next side of mama.
I didn't think they get that big. I thought I was gonna be able to keep it in a container. Dude, I'm gonna have to put that thing in a big container. Since
I
I
think
uppotted it already in April, I just uppotted it Saturday again. Cause when I went and moved my guava, seen roots coming all at the bottom. And I put this thing in like 2.5, maybe 5 gallon pot bigger than what it was in.
mm-hmm.
And it was already got roots coming out the bottom. It was growing so fast. That and that Mexican cream guava.
I know when I read up on it, I think it said it was for hedges. You could make it into hedges that
Well,
bubble.
I seen somebody on YouTube with one. It was like 6 years old. Those thing was like 20 or 30 foot tall.
Now you're going to cut them fellas. But I'm doing. I go with that. I ain't gonna worry about it. Let it get tall. It'll help the other fruit trees out. Give it some shade and stuff.
You can probably put yours in the ground. I can't put mine in the ground.
All of it's going in the ground.
And I got this big 50-something gallon uh, container, which I had bananas in before, and I used to drag that thing in and out of the house, boy.
Now that's what's growing real slow. I got my bananas on the other side of the house. They growing slow. The sun is beating them down.
Mine over here on the south side, and they growing like weeds. But all the mother plants died. It seems like every time that my mother plants die over the wintertime, they start shooting up pups like crazy, and they grow fast as crap. I got a Mexican cream, not a Mexican cream, ice cream banana last week. Little bitty fella. Oh, I see a little rabbit.
Making you hungry, huh?
Now you know you can't eat them this time of the year. They got them worms in their neck in the
Yeah,
summertime.
yeah.
They
Man,
just
they
doing
got.
fertilizer right now.
I done see rabbit all over my yard. One hanging over hanging over by the watermelons and everything.
Yeah.
Oh well, I ain't running after you.
Remember when about a month and a half ago, I told you my dog killed that rabbit? Well, it was a nest over there. There was 3 of them in it. He killed one of them. The other 2, my wife wouldn't let him get them. Man, them 2 was hopping around here. He been on them so bad. He want to get them. They keep running up on that outbuilding. He can't get to them. He want them rabbits so bad. He just be foaming at the mouth.
Hey, you better
Don't
tell
put me
him
on TV in the windows. Just whining.
catch them fellas, put them in a cage to get that manure. Then when it get cold, put them in a pot.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, but you know they get them worms in their neck in the summertime. It's
That's
like a
another thing.
parasite or something.
That's another thing I'm gonna do too. I'm moving so I want to get my farm back together, but I'm moving so slow with it. The only thing I can say is I got my fruit forest, but my chickens, the goats, the rabbits, I'm moving too slow. Now this is June. I should have been and had my chickens in there. I ain't got no fencing up for the chicken. I ain't got no fencing up for the goats.
What kind of fish you use for your chickens? That hardware claw?
Yeah. A dollar ain't what it used to be, man.
No, it ain't.
You need too many dollars just to do a simple job.
My outbuilding back here. I had somebody quote me on that because the way this land sets, all the water washes this way. It washes up under my outbuilding because there's a pond back there in that back field. So when it rains a lot, all that water washes under my outbuilding. So my outbuilding keeps sinking down, sinking down. And I keep jacking it up, jacking it up.
Hmm.
And man, and it's got them, I don't know what you call that type of boards on it, but it's been past time to be resheeted. I got to jack it back up, resheet it, the whole outside, and redo the doors. I got somebody to give me an estimate on that. You know how much it's going to be?
Probably about $10,000.
30.
Huh. Man.
30,000. That's crazy. I can knock the whole thing down and buy 10 of them for that price.
Yeah. I was looking at this used shed, and the dude says $7,999. I said, okay. Give me a price with the taxes and the shipping and everything. 8,500. I need it. I got a metal shed out there, but I need me a wooden shed, something do that do better with the heat. I could put something up in there and it won't get tore up like the metal shed. Man, everything I got in the metal shed just about going bad. My lawnmower went bad from sitting up in there, all that heat. Just about everything electronic pretty much done went bad from sitting in all that heat.
Yeah, I'll probably be better off just knocking this whole thing down and redoing it. Just balancing a whole nother thing. It's in the wrong location anyway, because all that water washes right there, it don't need to be right there. I don't know where else I'll put it now.
Hey,
Don't really need one that big anyway. I think it's a 12 foot wide by 20 foot long, something like that. 12 foot wide by 18 foot long, something like that. It's a pretty big building. It's got that loft at the top. Only thing I don't like about it, when it was built, it's got rafters coming out on the sides.
right.
It will go all the way up with the board. So walls and stuff goes in there all summer long. It's hard to be off in there. You just got most time go in there, get stuff real quick and run out.
I know that feeling. I know that feeling.
And if you try to I try to put some hardware cloth up there to try to keep it. But man, birds bust through it. That wood is done got where the siding is so, I don't know what kind of board that is, but I don't like it. I want to go back around and then metal. But then again, I think I might just should knock the whole thing down, just buy another one.
Ain't nothing cheap, bro. Ain't nothing cheap.
No, nothing. But it's cheaper to me to get another one than it is to repair this one.
Right.
Yeah, when I was having that look at it, was about the same time I was deciding on the solar. It was gonna cost me like 30, 34, 30, 36,000 to get the outbuilding fixed. And it cost $6 for the solar. So I got the solar. That'll pay for itself. That outbuilding, it can wait. Either knock it down or get me a smaller one or something.
I'm live.
Don't really need one that big anyway. I don't have a riding mower. My yard's not big enough for a riding mower. I push more in my yard. Most of the time the wife do
that. I ain't pushing nothing around here. It's too much. And
what's going on, fam? Y'all's best life. Yeah, most of the time the wife push more hours. That's why she gets a son and she get her exercise in the summertime. She love morning, y'all. I like morning too, but that's what she like to do. I let her do it, and I do the weed.
I'll be back. The wife, she wants something. I'll be back.
Hey, it's almost 6 o'clock. I'm gonna get off here anyway, man. I've been on here like 4:30. I'm probably gonna try to do get it off the chest again this week, but it might not be the same time. It might have to be between like 4 to 6 before Miss Shirley come on. Because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it up, stay up at 10 o'clock. But most of the time I'm counting sheep at that time.
Hey, I've been going to sleep early myself lately. Sugar Shack keep me up, be sleepy. I was on South Florida Sunshine. I had to let them go. I I had to go to the big TV screen, let them put me to sleep. But
Well, I see y'all over. I click on there and hit that thumbs up, and I roll on over.
that's it. That's it.
I
Bruh,
can't do it. Y'all them night owls. I can't do it. Not no more.
I don't know. I think age might be trying to catch up with me now.
I ain't never really been a night owl. I always been an early morning person. I get up early.
Now I said if we ever did, I'll be there, man. I said if we ever did get in a situation where the community had to come together and stuff, I would be night security.
It'd be nice to carry.
I'd be night
I had
security.
to take the early morning shift. I had to take the early morning shift, the rooster shift.
I'd be night security. Then while y'all watching during the day, I'd be asleep. But bro, I'm gonna let you go.
But bro,
Everybody in the chat, y'all be blessed. I see y'all in these YouTube streets. Peace, bro.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, that was J3. But yeah, we were talking about figs. That was pretty much what I was talking about today, and a lot of other things. Like always, I can't never stay on top. But yeah, for far as my figs are looking pretty good. Been hitting them over, like I said, with my super juice, which is comfrey and banana leaves, because that's that potassium and phosphorus that they need. Been hitting them up with that once every other week, maybe sometimes twice every 2 weeks, something like that. But yeah, figs, if you don't have some, if you live in a good zone, you can have some. Even if you don't, if you got to keep them in a container, it's still a lot of little varieties that don't get that big, so they don't grow as fast. I think Little Ruby is one of them. I think a lot of people keep those, but I seen some that's big, so I mean, to each his own. You can grow them in containers, but they do a lot better in ground. If you got to put them in the ground, I mean in containers, you got to do a lot of pruning, some upkeeping. Most of my stuff I got here, they tell me, man, that stuff will never grow like that. That stuff is way too close together. Because I only got a half an acre. And right now in the little greenhouse area, I got white cadota, LSU purple, Beer's black, another Beer's black, brown turkey, black Michigan, Ashia green, desert king, Panage tiger, Celeste, white Marcellus, cadota, all in that greenhouse, and just in that little area. This little area over here by my grapes, Salon Diva, thanks for coming. This little area over here, boy, my grapes is. I got my blue Concord over there. I got the Niagara grape over there. And I also got two other Concord grapes and a Carlos Muscadine. And then I got three Nat King cherry bushes over there. One bean cherry, one Lapis cherry, 18 blueberry bushes, 60 something strawberry plants, corn, melons, fig trees, raspberries, blackberries. Yeah, I forgot I started my new fig roll back here. I got a Violet de Bordeaux. I got a Ronde Bordeaux. I got a red Lebanese, Italian honey, Texas everbearing, strawberry vert, magnolia. All of this is cabbage, tomato, peppers, marigolds, loquat tree. I mean, all of this is just in, I would say, I don't know, I can't really judge it there. It's not that much. It's just taking up a little corner spot. If you notice, most of my stuff is planted on the corners of my property because I still have dogs. Sammy Joe, I appreciate it. I still have dogs, and so they still got their whole front yard, and they still got a lot in the back that they can run off of. And I have bananas, like 5 or 6 different varieties. But I got stuff planted so close to people like, man, that stuff would never work like that, but it does. It does. It works for me. Will I get 100 pounds of grapes off my grapevine? No, no. I can only let my grapes grow so far down each line. So whatever it can grow down each line, and then I snip them. And what's hanging is what I got left. And it's still enough. Me and my family, I believe that we can survive off food for a whole year. Or if we're making jellies and jams. But even I think we can even get grape juice that we can probably have for most of the year. But just what we got. And I'm taking cutting from stuff that I see that does the best, like my blue Concord grape. Doing great this year. A lot better than my other Concord grapes that I've had for 5, 6 years. So them is on the way out. I'm not gonna throw them away or nothing like that, but they planted like on the outskirts, on fences that I don't care about. So them will just be wild. If they do great, then great. I might harvest some of them. If not, let the birds have what I don't, so they'll stay off of mine. And I'll be growing a lot of Carlos muscadines and then blue Concord and Niagara. Them probably be the only great varieties I'll actually focus on and harvest. I took a lot of cuttings from them, so them the ones I'm gonna be spreading around. That's I experiment. I find out what works for me. I find out how to prune stuff. I find out what I need to fertilize and keep that stuff going. And I'm finding a lot more that my leaf mulch that I've been making for the last few years does a lot better than this compost that I'm buying from the store or these slow release fertilizers. Yeah, you can put them grapes in the freezer and make smoothies. Yeah. Or you can make great wine. We're talking about making some great wine, even though we don't drink much, but we're talking about it. Sometimes we get so much we can make some wine. And I will drink a glass of wine every once in a while. But they say wine is good for your heart. The bud file, I don't know if I think I spoke to you. Salon deal. I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, that's what I always say, to each his own. People can tell you, I mean, yeah, stuff might grow better like that, but if you don't want stuff, if you ain't trying to feed a whole massive group of people, why do you need a tree that's 25 foot tall if you're gonna have to climb up in with ladders and stuff all the time to try to harvest? It look good to have a lot of trees what they loaded like that, but that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. That's why I believe in doing my summer pruning too. I believe in pruning my trees in the summertime to control their height and to get some of that unnecessary growth, all that stuff that's growing inward and branches crossing. Get that stuff out before they come big branches at the end of the year, and you got to take a saw to get it out. You focusing, you letting that tree focus so much energy on putting that big old branch out, getting it that big, and then you just cut it off in the fall. Teasy, how you doing? And you just cut it off in the fall. So that's all a bunch of energy. It just wasted, and it could have been putting that energy in something you really wanted to grow. But yeah, it's 6 o'clock. I owe Sandra Joe a song. See, I may not have everything I want, but I got everything that I need. When I go to work, I'm gonna do my best because I got a family to feed. You know, they depending on me. And Lord, I'm depending on you to do what you say you're gonna do. I know change will come. Long as I can pay the bills and put some food on the table. No more stressing about some money because there's nothing but paper. I know people that don't like me because they stay where I came from. Lord gave me favor. Oh, yes, he did. And I ain't worried about them. Let them talk because I know change will come. Yes, sir, change will come. It don't matter what nobody's saying. And that's one thing I always say. You can't judge people, man, because you don't know who God got on assignment. And what God got for them, nobody can change. All you doing is condemning yourself in his eyes. So it's always best to just love each other, man. Nobody can judge but the great Lord above. I judge nobody. I try not to. I mean, I have my flaws too. I try not to judge nobody. But that's what our father said, just to love each other. And that's what I try to do. But I appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming. And y'all stay blessed. Like I always say, if God be for you, who could be against you? No one. Y'all stay blessed. I'll see y'all later.